Hey guys, it's me, Miss Norris, and today I'd like to share a fun read aloud with you of the story, The Emperor's New Clothes. The story, The Emperor's New Clothes, was originally written in 1837 by Hans Christian Andersen, and this particular version of the story was put out in 1991 by the Tormont Company, and it tells the story of a very vain, which means he's all about himself, he thinks only about himself, king, emperor, and his new outfit. If you're ready to hear the story, I'm ready to share it with you. Here we go. The Emperor's New Clothes. Once upon a time, there lived a vain emperor whose only worry in life was to dress in elegant clothes. He changed clothes almost every hour and loved to show them off to his people. Word of the emperor's grandeur spread through the kingdom and beyond. Hearing of the emperor's vanity, two scoundrels decided to take advantage of it. They presented themselves at the palace gates. "We are the wonderful tailors who have invented a special way of weaving a cloth so light and fine that it can't be seen by anyone who's too stupid to appreciate it," they told the guard. The guards sent for the court chamberlain. The chamberlain notified the prime minister, and the prime minister ran to the emperor with the incredible news. The emperor, consumed by curiosity, decided to see the two scoundrels. "Your Majesty, besides being invisible, this cloth will be woven in colors and patterns especially for you," said the wily tailors. The emperor gave the two men a bag of gold in exchange for their promise to begin work immediately. So the there was an emperor, and he liked to wear very fancy clothes, and he changed them often so that he could show them off to people. And the news of this emperor spread across the kingdom. And two tailors, those are people who want to make clothes, um, decided that they were going to try and make a plan. And so they told this guard that they make this special, very fancy clothing that can't be seen by people who are stupid, and that can't see it if they're too stupid. And the emperor was very excited about this and gave them a bunch of money and said, "Get started." The tailors asked for a loom and a quantity of silk and gold thread and pretended to set to work. The emperor thought that the emperor thought his money well spent. Not only would he get a new suit, he would find out which of his subjects were stupid. A few days later, he called in the prime minister, a man known for his common sense, and said, "Go and see how the work is getting on." "We're almost finished," said the two scoundrels, welcoming the prime minister. "Just look at these colors and feel the softness of the materials." The old man bent over the loom. I can't see a thing," he said to himself. "That must mean I'm stupid." He coughed nervously. What a marvelous fabric! I shall certainly tell the emperor." So the tailor scoundrels, are measuring the emperor, and they're asking for silk, which is very expensive, and gold thread, which is also very expensive. And the emperor is excited. He's like, "Not only am I getting a new outfit, which I love, but I'm going to get to see which of my people are smart and which ones aren't." So he sent the prime minister, who he thought was very smart, to go check out the work. And the prime minister couldn't see anything. And he said, "Oh, shoot, that must mean I'm stupid." But that's not what he said. He didn't say, "I don't see anything." He said, "Oh, yes, yes, this is very marvelous." The two scoundrels rubbed their hands gleefully and requested more golden thread. Before long, they arrived at the royal apartments, ready to take measurements for the new suit. Come in," said the emperor eagerly. The scoundrels bowed low and pretended to stagger under the weight of the cloth. "Here it is, your majesty. What do you think of it? Just look at the rich colors and feel how soft it is." Of course, the emperor could see and feel nothing. "I must be stupid," he thought in a panic. "I'd better pretend to see it so no one will know." And so he praised the beautiful cloth, unaware that everyone around him was thinking the very same thing about themselves. So he's put on this outfit. I'll get close. I had to edit this because I didn't want to show booty in my videos. The emperor has put on his new suit, which is nothing, and he doesn't see it. And oh my gosh, I'm stupid. No one can know about this. But in the meantime, everybody in the room was thinking the same thing. Oh my gosh, I must be stupid. I can't see anything. But no one is saying anything because no one wants anyone else to think that they are stupid, including the emperor, who's standing there totally nude. That means with no clothes. The two scoundrels took the emperor's measurements. They set to work, busily cutting the air with scissors and stitching together pieces of nothing at all. After a while, they said, "Your Majesty, you'll have to take off your clothes to try on your new suit." They draped the invisible garments about him and held up a mirror. The emperor was dreadfully embarrassed, but as the bystanders seemed to notice nothing amiss, he felt relieved. "Yes, a beautiful suit," he declared. Your Majesty," said the Prime Minister, "the people are anxious to see this amazing fabric and to admire your new suit." The emperor was doubtful about showing himself naked to his subjects. "Oh well," he comforted himself, "only the stupid ones will know." So the Prime Minister says, "You know what? Everyone's excited to see your outfit. Let's go do it." And he's like, "Well, might as well. Only the stupid ones are going to see this nakedness." "All right," he said grandly. "I will grant the people's wish." Oh, this way. He summoned his open carriage, and a stately procession was formed. In front walked the court officials, anxiously scrutinizing the faces in the street. All the people had gathered in the main square to get a better look and to find out how stupid their neighbors might be. Strangely enough, as the emperor passed, a murmur of admiration arose from the crowd. "Ooh, look at the emperor's new clothes, how fine they are!" They all tried to conceal their disappointment and dismay at not seeing the clothes. By and by, however, a child ran up to the carriage. He had no important job to protect and was only able to judge by the evidence of his own eyes. "Why, the emperor is naked," he blurted out. "Fool!" his father scolded, dragging the child away. But the boy's remark had been overheard and was repeated again and again until everyone shouted, "Ah, the boy is right! The emperor is naked!" The emperor realized to his shame that the people were right, but thought it better to continue the procession and pretend that anyone who couldn't see his clothes was stupid. And so he stood stiffly in his carriage all the way home, resolving never to be vain again. As for the two scoundrels, they made off with the gold and all the precious thread, laughing all the way. The end. So everyone wants to see the emperor's new clothes, so they kind of put together like a parade. And everyone is in the town square looking, and everyone seeing the emperor is not wearing any clothes, but no one wants to say that they don't see any clothes because remember, only the smartest people can see this fabric. And everyone, oh yeah, it's so beautiful, blah 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 blah. But this little boy says the emperor has no clothes. And then other people started to say it, but the emperor still didn't want to admit it, so he just stood very straight and tall and went all the way back home and then said in the future that he would never be so vain, which means, again, full of themselves and think that everything that they do is great. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you really enjoyed the story of the emperor's the emperor's new clothes. If you did, please hit that thumbs up button at the bottom of the page. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for your support. It really means a lot to me. If you're not a subscriber yet, please click that subscribe button down at the bottom of the page. And don't forget to click the bell so that you're notified when there's new content. I hope to see you all again real soon. Bye-bye.